Welcome to Johan's Playbook. I'm Johan Labuskaghni, a real estate professional in Remax Coast and Country, bringing you inspiring stories and lessons from the world of homes, hustle and heart. Together, we'll explore the victories that shaped me, the stumbles that taught me, and the heartfelt reflections that make it all worthwhile. This is your backstage pass to my life, a journey of growth, grit and gratitude. So tune in and let's write the next chapter of Johan's Playbook, because every dream starts with a winning game. Welcome all and everyone from all over South Africa and the world. And thank you for joining me on this journey. A little bit about myself. I'm a father of 3 married children and 2 grandchildren, with another one on her way by the end of April 2025. I have 1 sister. She's happily married with 2 sons. I was born in Sasolburg and we moved on, and I grew up on the Highveld in Mpumalanga. And from there, in my corporate life, I moved a little bit around, went back to the Highveld, and 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I moved to Durban, and 10 years ago, I moved to the south coast of KwaZulu Natal. I am a real estate agent, as we said, and I'm with Remax Coast and Country. Our broker owner is the retired SA cricketer, Pat Simcox. We have about 70 agents covering the area from Umkomaas to Port Edward. So you would ask, why the podcast? Well, the podcast is because I always wanted to write a book. You know, I've been walking with this idea for many, many years in my head. And it's not always that easy to put it down in words, or have the time to put it down in words to write this book. And again, why writing a book? We all have a story to tell. And mine is one I would love to share with each and everyone. A lot of personal reflection and learnings from my corporate and my sport life, and the impact it had on who I am today. Like the saying go, I'm the average Joe, as we all know. So why would a average Joe would like to write a book? Well, this podcast is me wanting to try and inspire and talk about those issues we all have, and especially men out there. You would ask, but why? So let's dive in. Starting 53 years ago. Like I said, I was born in Sasolburg in the Orange Free State to 2 parents, and 6.5 years later, after a couple of mishaps, my little sister was introduced to the family, and what a pleasure she became for our family. And life went on, and we obviously moved around a little bit, not too much. I've been in a couple of schools, and we ended up in Evander, which is also where I matriculated. Both me and my sister was introduced to sport at a very, very young age, due to the fact that my father and my mother were very involved in sport, and we absolutely excelled in sport. You know, my sister being a sprinter, running at SA schools level, and myself becoming a shot putter, and also not doing too badly at national level in shot put. Then I went to the army. In those days we were called up, and I served my time in the army. While I was in the army, my school sweetheart fell pregnant, and we had my son by the time I finished my army. And life started for us at a very, very young age though. And 5 years later, my father-in-law passed away, which with a very young child and not used to this adult life as kids basically, which we caused obviously ourselves, we had to manage that. And by the end of 1996, we had 3 children, and the struggles to raise them due to the inability to go to universities and set ourselves up on a good path in life. But it's all not that bad because it all worked out, and we managed to raise three beautiful, beautiful children, well mannered, and they're all having a good time at home and living today a very, very good life. My youngest daughter lives in Italy. She's married with a granddaughter to me, and she took to a duck to water, if you can say that. And she's very good at making pasta, obviously. Married to an Italian, his name is Martino. I couldn't have asked for a better son-in-law in another country that loves my daughter and my granddaughter. So back to me moving to the South Coast. So with Remax Coast Country, we sell properties. So if you know of anyone who would love to buy a property, retire, or buy an income generating property, I'm the agent you want. So that's a little bit of a background from small, and we'll dive into more on it as we go along. And to say, if you think I'm not fluent in this podcast, then please comment and give me tips should you have any, and I can share more of anything or give you answers. This podcast is brand new to me, so we're working around it to get it going and get it enjoyable and make good on my story. So what is my story? I've lived a very good life in my life, and I've achieved what very few people in their life get to achieve, which doesn't make me better than anyone else. And in 2013, in one of my sports, I reached the highest level that one can in my sport, but a bit later on that. So, as an estate agent with the Remax Coast Country, it was quite a. It's not a job. It's almost like a journey. It's a lifestyle. But you cannot imagine how much joy that gives me. And in my first year, I'm now in my third year as an estate agent. I won the Rookie of the Year award. And my second year, I improved on my targets that I set in the first year. So I'm in my third year, and obviously I want to grow my business every time, every year, every month. So you can put my name out there for anyone who wants to buy property in the KZN South Coast. I'm the agent you want. So going back to my childhood and friends. So I was fortunate to be in a very, very small school, not one of these bigger schools or the private schools. It was a little mining town school, but the group of friends that I created there, it's now 35 years later, and we have a very strong bond between all of us. It's like a little family with the naughty ones and the not so naughty ones and the very clever ones and the very shy ones. And but life couldn't have set me up better growing up in this little town and having these sort of friends around you that makes you feel part of something bigger in life. Some of my friends moved up in life and did very well for themselves. And they're all from a small mining town where I don't think there was 10 or 11,000 people at the time. It's now a little bit bigger. Like towns get and infrastructure and industries expand, it draws more people to the little towns, and there's obviously a migration to the cities, like we've seen recently, and the migration to the Western Cape. And now I am now in Ipadina on the South Coast, where it's back into a small town. And in a small town, there is what we all know what's happening in small towns. There's the funny things, the weird things, the dangerous things, and the good things. And I think there's more good things than anything else. So what is Ipadina about? So Ipadina is a town that's just off the N2. You take the R102, and your first town is Ipadina. We have a blue flag beach. We have a beautiful beach where you can enjoy a good summer's day And obviously for those people living in Gauteng, to come down in July, you cannot get better weather anywhere in South Africa in the winter. Some people come down here and say, you guys don't even know what winter is. With my experience and I felt, I do, and I do not like it. But enough about the weather. Yeah, so Ibadan is a town where you make very good friends, you make lasting friends. Um, it is a very good environment. I've, because of a little bit of boredom, I've stumbled upon the sport of bowls about a year after I ended my athletics career and started playing bowls and being obviously, I've played rugby in the past, which we'll chat on in the later episodes. I started playing lawn bowls, and through lawn bowls, I've made so many friends, and you meet so many people, and it's another society. It's another society and family orientated environment. And they say it's old men's marbles. I can tell you it's not. On the south coast, there may be because there's an older generation living down here, but it's so much fun. And so I started the Ibadan Bowling Club, and I was part of Ibadan Bowling Club for just over 2 years, where I got the opportunity to get involved in one of, I'm not even sure what the number is now, but one of about, I think it's less than 10 artificial greens bowling club in Pennington at Umdoni Point. So last year in April, we started the club with Kingfisher Bowling Association. We have 2 artificial greens, and as we speak tonight, we have 40 members, with 2 to be approved this coming week. So we'll have 42, and that's less than a month before our first year anniversary of our club. I got involved there. I got selected as the president. So I'm a bit involved with the bowls now, taking up by chance 3-something years ago. But it's a sport so much different from what I was used to. I don't know how many of our podcast listeners know the sport korfbal. That's what my parents were involved with, and me and my sister was exposed to that. And both my sister and myself ended up playing and representing South Africa in the 90s. It's now called ringball, for those who don't know what korfbal was. But it's a sport it was originally only played in South Africa, and as far as I understand, it expanded now to New Zealand, I think Britain, and India, I think. I'm not actually sure. But it's growing as an international sport, not sure how fast. So after korfbal, I took up at the tender age of 25, 26. I started playing rugby and played for various clubs, and I ended up spending the bigger size of my rugby career at a club in Kriel Rugby Club. Unfortunately, they do not exist anymore. They revived the club under a new name, but I'm not sure if they are also still going. And then I moved to Durban. And out of Kriel Rugby Club, obviously before I moved to Durban, I represented the Pumas, which was still at that point located and played out of the Johan van Riebeeck Stadium in Witbank. So we all know the Pumas went from strength to strength under the current coaching staff, and a couple of years ago they won the Currie Cup, and I was so excited. I could put on my Puma rugby jersey and support the Pumas. And like I say, I was so happy when they won the Currie Cup. So then when I moved to Durban, my ex-school girlfriend, before my sweetheart became my wife, obviously my school girlfriend, she lived in Durban, and I went and visited her one day at the athletics track where her daughter was doing athletics training. And every now and again I'll go there, and the club trainer, like, they kind of dared me to take up athletics again for a Saturday as being a shot putter. And I said, no, I've got nothing on Saturday. I can try that. Got a temporary license. Obviously registered with the club. Got a temporary license to compete on that Saturday. And a good couple of years later, I stopped doing athletics after a very, very successful athletics career for the Masters Athletics. Through the athletics, I also became the chairman of KZN Masters, and I've served some time on the South African Masters Association National Executive. And like I said, in 2013, I became the World Shot Put Champion in Brazil, Porto Alegre in Brazil, and also competed in Budapest in the World Indoor Championship and in Lyon, France at another World Championship. And just a year and a half after that, I had a back injury, obviously that was related back to my rugby career, and I had to unfortunately give up the sport that I got to love so much. And not sure what I'm going to do, I ended up playing bowls. So there's a little bit of background of myself. Let's get back to what happens with people, sport, and their work environment. So I've spent also in my time, I spent 15 years in a big international corporate company. I've also lead some sales teams in that time. I also became a sales coach. I was coaching people, the finer details of the selling technique and selling and buying behavior. And so you learn a lot about yourself in it, in the fact that life is just not about we go to work and we go home. You know, there's a lot more than work and home, because at home there's family, there's happiness. And what happens, in my case, what happened is that I was unfortunately retrenched after 15 years due to international influence on our company, and also with restructuring of the business. And it left me without an income, started a business, started 2 more businesses after that, which was not that successful, unfortunately. So coming from a winning culture, and not everyone doing sport, so your hobby or anything where you feel your freedom in it, where you feel your happiness in it, and end of the day, that's basically all you have if you lose your job. And what happened with you? So, and this is why this message and this podcast, I want to dedicate it to most men, because we don't talk about it, is that mentally or physically we're very strong, but mentally sometimes we only act to be strong. And in this podcast, I will touch on those things and how we bring those things together with family, with work, and the fun in between it. So thank you so much for joining my podcast. And you can subscribe and leave comments, ask questions if you want me to talk about something. So I'm more than happy to share my life, my book, my story, because we all have a story to tell with all of you. Thank you so much. Follow Johan Labuschagne on social media for updates and real estate tips. Remax Johan Iberdien. Contact Remax Coast and Country for all your real estate needs. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes featuring guest interviews, market insights, and more inspiring stories.